Hello everyone, my name is Scott Aubrey. I am the owner of Aubrey Law. We are an estate planning law firm and I'm so happy to be here with you today. And today I'm going to talk about do you need to worry about estate taxes? But before we get started, if you have any questions about what I talk about today or any questions about estate planning in general, you can go to estateplanmeeting.com and schedule a time to talk with me for free. Again, that website is estateplanmeeting.com. You can go there, you'll see my schedule, pick the time that works best for you, and be more than happy to answer any questions you have regarding estate planning. So today's topic is, do I need to worry about estate taxes? And I think most people probably have an idea of what estate taxes are, but they may not know when they actually come into play or something they need to worry about. So I wanted to create this video there just to give you some background information on estate taxes and some numbers and things you need to consider if it's a concern of yours. So really what happens is when you die, all your assets are totaled up. You take away any debts you have, that would be personal debts or mortgages, and what's left over is the assets of your estate. And if they meet certain thresholds, then you may be liable for an estate tax either on the federal side or on the state side. The one thing to consider when you're calculating your assets or want to try to figure out whether estate tax will be an issue for you is we want to make sure that you include life insurance proceeds into that calculation, because if any life insurance policy that you have, when you die, those proceeds that your beneficiaries receive from that insurance policy are included in your estate. So if you were to have $1 million life insurance policy, when you die, the beneficiaries receive that money, but that $1 million is included into your estate for estate tax purposes. So when you're thinking about estate taxes, there's really two numbers that you need to worry about. The first one is a very big number. It is $11.5 million, and that is the threshold for federal estate tax. So if you have assets that are greater than $11.5 million, then you'll be responsible for your estate will be responsible for paying an estate tax on those assets. However, if you're married, that number jumps to about $23 million because you can combine both spouses into a number of, so you combine those together, so you get $23 million. So if you and your spouse have more than $23 million in assets, then you will be responsible for a federal estate tax. However, in Massachusetts, that threshold is much lower, and that threshold is $1 million. So what that means is, as an individual, if your assets are greater than $1 million, then you're responsible, or your estate will be responsible for paying an estate tax in Massachusetts. Once again, as a married couple, that doubles to $2 million. But as you can see, that threshold is probably on the lower side for a lot of people, especially with property values the way they are in Massachusetts. If you own a house, you may have some retirement accounts. That $1 million threshold, you can probably get there quicker than you would think you could. And also, if you throw in insurance policies, if you have $1 million insurance policy, you're at that threshold already, and you're responsible for estate tax. So those are the things you really need to consider when you're are thinking about estate taxes. And there are ways you can reduce your estate tax liability. You can either put it off if you're married with some estate planning techniques. You can maybe even avoid it by giving away property during your lifetime. But that's more complex estate planning, and that's something for another video that I could get into. But really, I just wanted to make sure that people had an understanding of estate taxes and kind of what the thresholds are. So really, what the two numbers you need to be concerned about are $11.5 million on the federal side and $1 million on the Massachusetts estate tax side. So if those numbers are, if you're in those numbers, especially in Massachusetts, that $1 million threshold, you probably want to consider talking to an estate plan attorney and get some estate planning advice on what the best way to do to minimize your estate tax if that's something that you're concerned about. So that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you know someone that could benefit from seeing my video, please share this with them. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer that for you. You can also subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more from me about estate planning. And as always, you can go to estateplanmeeting.com and schedule a time to talk with me for free. Again, that website is estateplanmeeting.com. You can go there, you'll see my schedule, pick the time that works best for you, and be more than happy to help you in any way that I can. Once again, my name is Scott Aubrey. I am the owner of Aubrey Law. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Thank you for your attention. I appreciate you stopping by, and I will talk to you soon.